Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. Before I get started, I want to invite you to the next transformational group session on March 20th, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This morning, the 1 week away from the session, all the energies coming in for the reading kind of set out what would be cleared. I've got Kali Ma showing up to clear a lot of perfect pictures, clearing ego, healing mother wound, clearing that life is difficult, life is hard, clearing codependency and dependency. Saint Germain showing up, clearing a need to fit in, scapegoat, orphan energy, clearing patriarchy and hierarchy, and healing so you have belongingness, community, connection, and cooperation. We've got Yeshua coming in with a Christ force healing, Archangel Michael clearing, severing cords and connections that are no longer beneficial. Saint Francis of Assisi showing up to hold a loving, peaceful space. Arcturians coming in, sharing about how to activate parts of your DNA that have been turned off. So kind of tuning in to all of who you are and what you're capable of. And the Essassani showing up to share how to utilize your solar plexus power energy, how to rise that into your heart space and create love and magnetize yourself and what you prefer into your world. So each session, I'll start with a psychic tarot reading and greet everybody. It's online. It's 1 hour, so the tarot reading's about 40 minutes long. And then I'll switch into the healing space and we'll clear, deprogram, and fill in with your own beautiful energy and these beautiful beings showing up to help transform so you can be the person you prefer to be and have the life you prefer to have. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, there's a link in the description box. It says transformational group session. It takes you right to my book online page where you can join in. So, all right, let's get to your reading. Thank you. All right, the overall energy of your reading is the Page of Cups in reverse. This is someone emotionally immature. This is someone, we're talking about in this reading a lack of emotional maturity. Feels like this is someone who blames others, who holds no accountability for their actions. Feels like someone that's jealous of others, that's constantly competing with others. All right. It looks like who I'm talking to, you, the viewer, have dealt with emotionally immature person. Feels like you might have been connected with in a relationship with emotionally immature people or person, it looks like you're seeing this type of energy from a new perspective, and you're not interested in, this emotionally immature type of energy that it's kind of like Peter Pan. Never wants to grow up. They want to stay in this childish type of energy. I want to do what I want to do. And it feels like it might have placed you to be in a relationship with this person, to be the mother of someone who's like a child, kind of stuck in childish ways, immature thinking. So if you're in a relationship with someone who wants you to be their mom, to mother them, to nurture them, to tell them that everything that they do is amazing and that they can never do anything wrong and everything they do is fine and you can justify. So enabler, they're looking for an enabler, a mommy that would tell them that everything they do is fantastic, and they want nurturing, they want emotional, they can't do their emotional work themselves. So they require someone else to do their emotional labor, to take on and process their hurts and pains, to tell them that everything they do is fine. This is someone who plays victim to every scenario and wants the mommy figure to say, yes, you're perfect, you didn't do anything wrong. It creates this cognitive dissonance. It also is not conducive to a healthy, it feels like it might originally have been a very sexy kind of relationship. When you first meet this person, it feels like it's very exciting. However, once they position you into the relationship that they really want you to be in with them, that you can't perceive anything that they do as wrong, you can't call them out on anything, they can't handle it. They're a child, they have temper tantrums. And so it feels like it starts out a highly charged, for a lot of you, sexualized relationship. But when they kind of stomp their feet and demand that you step into that mom role, they're not going to say it that way. It takes all the passion out of it, because then they're not wanting to be a partner, an equal. They're wanting you to nurture them and love them, which is oxytocin. It's not the sexy stuff. And so it feels like it kills the fun stuff. It kills the romance, kills the passion. There we go. The desire and passion. It looks like you were finally able to see who this was, what this relationship really was, and recognize that this isn't the type of relationship that you're interested in. I wonder if you can hear that all of a sudden when I said that, all these horns outside sounded. That was interesting. Feels like I am done. Definite ending. It feels like you are not just done with this relationship, but this type of relationship where it feels like they pull you in quickly with seduction, desire. It feels so good. But that's the way to hook you in until they really want you in a position of sacrificing yourself for them, that you need to be some type of role, a nurturer for them, that you need to, it feels like the further along you get in a relationship with this type of person, then they demand that you become what they need you to become to make them happy. This doesn't end up well for anybody, but because you attune to someone else and their needs and their wants and how they see you, you agree, okay, I'll be who you see me, as less than, as a problem, as a, so it's something, it feels like you are ready in a very definitive way, it looks like, to let go of relationships with people who are not mature. All right, moving on to hidden blessings, we have the 9 of Swords. This is allowing your fears to keep you stuck in a comfort zone. This is waking from a nightmare and living a nightmare. Groundhog's Day. So stuck. And yet it's some type of comfort zone. It's not uncomfortable enough that you're willing to do something about it. I have definitely been in that 9 of Swords energy. I think that a lot of what kept me stuck in this 9 of Swords energy is thinking that something will change. Something will change. Eventually something will change. And what really is being invited is you. You can change and face your fears and get out of this stuck place. There's a need to face your dragons, to face those fears. And what's interesting, once I started facing those fears myself and going towards what scared me, what was keeping me small, what was keeping me stuck, then when I faced those dragons, I realized that they were paper. They weren't real. And every time I faced a fear, on the other side of it, I felt more confident in my capabilities, more understanding about what I can do and what I'm still limited in. And it gives you a very clear idea of who you really are and what you can do by showing yourself. But staying stuck in some type of comfort zone, if you've been stuck in this space for a long time, it feels like you might also have physical pains. That might be for some of you. It looks like with the Fool card coming out, your willingness to take a leap of faith, to start over in a new direction, to imagine yourself and your life in a way that's completely different than you've imagined it before. Can you imagine without the trappings of what you believe you need? Can you imagine yourself and your life in a different way? And start taking steps towards that, getting out of that comfort zone. Feels like I'm talking to those of you who have been willing to face your fears, slay those paper dragons, and take a leap of faith over and over again, taking that step, that leap of faith, and showing yourself who you are, has been a hidden blessing. Distraction. Okay. Oh, interesting. Wow. Tower, High Priestess reverse, Emperor reverse. It looks like, wow, this is so specific. The Emperor reverse is showing up as like a narcissist. And the high priestess in reverse is an empath, a dark empath, someone very empathic, very intuitive, but in denial of their own powers. And it looks like with the Tower that you might have been exploring a relationship where you, as a empath, were taken advantage of by a narcissist, creating a codependency, creating a separate reality. These two people go inside the tower and start building the tower around them, brick by brick. The dark empath and the narcissist, creating a separate reality, separate from reality, a false reality, creating a cognitive dissonance. The hidden blessing is that this false reality collapsed. It was done for you. The universe sees this false reality with the lightning, strikes it, and they both fall out from this false reality into reality. It looks like it was done for you so you could move on. So you could unmatch and unmirror from this type of relationship. All right, moving on to what you're leaving behind is the Six of Pentacles. You are leaving behind someone who doesn't invest in you, doesn't invest in the relationship, someone who demands, requires you to give everything to them, to the relationship, put all your eggs in one basket, to let go of every other reality and focus on them. It looks like you're leaving that behind, leaving behind someone who doesn't value you, doesn't appreciate you, takes advantage of you, takes everything that you have to give. But instead of being appreciative and caring and returning the favor and uplifting you, they project blame, shame, guilt, whatever they can't have about themselves onto you. This is not a loving type of relationship. It's immature. A lack of emotional maturity. So both partners that stay in this type of relationship have to stay immature. You can't mature emotionally when the person that's and people maybe around you are in this type of mentality. Because it's not about growing and expanding and evolving. It's about control. So you're leaving that behind, leaving behind someone who doesn't invest in you, where you have to do all the work, all the labor, with no appreciation or care coming back to you. For some of you, there's also a financial abuse and making you feel less than. You're leaving behind someone who creates a bait and switch type of scenario. Feels like this person sells you a life and that they never intended on leveling up or following through. They just kept saying yes at the beginning of the relationship. Yes, I want the same thing. Yes, oh my gosh, yeah, me too. And you thought you hit the jackpot. And instead, at some point, there's this bait and switch where they switch up on you and start revealing more of who they really are and what the relationship really will be. And so there's this hooking in and continuing to work and fix. It looks like that turns kind of you into a fix-it mode and trying to repair and trying 11:33 on the clock. And so you're leaving that type of bait and switch relationship behind. You're also leaving behind attracting in, it feels like this type of energy is very insecure, jealous, competitive, and you're leaving behind relationships where you have to protect yourself from the person you're in a relationship with. Period. No, nothing to add to that. Okay. How to get the most of this energy is the moon. Oh, okay. I'm getting to keep your moves quiet, to keep your moves to yourself. Move in the dark. Don't share what you're doing, what you're planning with others. This feels tactical. Stay balanced. There's these two pillars on either side of her, and she's walking this path that's lit by the moonlight. So it feels like I'm also talking to somebody who has a very unique path, and you're trying to get others to understand your path might waste your time. Feels like when your path is you, you are your path. And so the more you are, then the more you attract experiences that are for you, that are yours. Some of you are really ready to let go of some conditioning that has kept you kind of tame. We've got like the wild coyote dog kind of energy, wolf, and then golden retriever type of energy that I'm perceiving here. So there's a center path that it looks like you can take between your conditioning and your training to be conditioned into society, and your wildness. Feels like you are tapping into your wild nature instead of allowing other people to tell you who you are, to limit who you're allowed to be. Wow. A lot of you are utilizing moon energies, full moon, new moon, to help. Okay. Some of you really utilize permission slips in astrology, moon energies, to help you kind of. It kind of looks like Chutes and Ladders, if you remember that game, that board game. It looks like there are some of you who utilize moon energies to help you kind of bypass some things that you're ready to leave behind, to help skip towards the good stuff. You can't. Okay, that's for some of you. All right, let's see. Anything else? Oh, Page of Cups upright. It looks like you're using that moon energy, water energy, to help you heal your inner child, to help you understand how to sit with your emotions, how to process your emotions. And that your job isn't to hold everybody else's emotions, to heal and fix everybody, but instead to show people how to show up in a mature way, how to heal from those Page of Cups in reverse immature energies, and allow yourself to heal and mature in your emotions. Wow. Okay. What's supporting you is the King of Pentacles in reverse. This energy, this is someone very concerned with appearances. They're not wealthy, they're not good with money, but they need to be perceived that way. They're not abundant. Yet they have that Taurus bull-headed energy. This is someone who's got a lot of false, I need to be perceived as strong, powerful, abundant, but they're not. They're not willing to put in the work to really create something real abundance, but they need others to view them in a certain way. So this person's trying to control narratives. This feels like someone you're leaving behind, a type of energy you're leaving behind. Feels like to be with this person, you have to abandon yourself. I'm getting the picture that you're no longer abandoning yourself, that you're not interested in fluffing this person's ego. It feels like what I'm seeing is by detaching from this energy and going in your own way, on your own path that's yours, that this person is left in they're left with their karma. Whatever they tried to create for you, if you pull your energy away and go elsewhere and stop engaging with this energy, then whatever they tried or are trying to create for you just collapses because you're not in agreement. Your energy is like, no, I'm somewhere else. Maybe higher, at a different vibration. And this person it feels like in lesson. It's interesting. That's what's supporting you, is someone, I think okay, got it. Okay. A lot of you have left this person behind and might be hearing about them receiving their karma. Financial hits. Some of them have lost a lot financially, lost their jobs, lost access to finances. Feels like people are bailing on this energy because it's a false reality. And I think why this is coming up right now is so you can see how pulling your energy, healing, and moving on with your life, that this, if you had not done that, you would have been receiving this karma as well. Does that make sense? I think this is happening so you can validate, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I left that energy. So a tower collapsing on this relationship and as painful as this is perceived to have been, that there's a realization that can be had that this was being done for you. You being removed from this person's life was pulling you to safety, believe it or not, because it looks like this person is not in a good place. And had you had stayed, had you had not had a tower, had you had not faced your fears and gotten out of a comfort zone and taken a leap of faith and followed your heart, your path to becoming more yourself, then you would be stuck in that energy. It's not at all that I'm tuning in. Like, you're stuck. It's, okay, I get it. As painful as the removal from this energy, I realize it was done for you, kind of done. So, moving on. What to be mindful of is the Two of Swords. This is a battle inside your head. Okay, a lot of times people try to come to a conclusion by thinking themselves there. And think more thoughts. I just need to think more thoughts and I'll find the answer and I'll know what direction to take. And it gets you often, if you're just stuck in trying to find the answer here instead of tuning into your intuition. I get the feeling she's got a blindfold on so she can tune into her lower chakras. These chakras, from heart space down, I perceive them as very less talkative. These chakras are, they've got a lot to say. It's a lot of fast energy. So you have to slow down. Tune into your body, the present moment, to be able to tune into these energies and receive the incredible information that they have. All right. What else does the viewer need to be mindful of? Okay, it looks like you have healed or are healing your mother wound, which is beautiful and lovely. However, right now we're in Venus in retrograde, and there is a lot of old loves coming up from the past. Some of your past lovers, it feels like, might be trying to access you right now in the present time because they're stuck. They're still in devil energy. They're feeling hopeless and in despair. And they might be coming in for a healing from you. What I'm perceiving is if you were their medicine, you're not their medicine. It feels like people coming in for like ex-lovers, especially if it's this person that I've been tuning into in this reading, if they're coming back in, wanting a healing from you, wanting you to take them back, checking up on you, that to remember that they were removed from your life for a reason. I'm not getting, it just doesn't feel like you're their medicine is what I'm getting. That not to be in a wounded healer, fix it mode. Your job is not to fix everyone. You're not everyone's medicine. Sometimes people are in lesson. Their spirit wants them to be in a difficult place so they can ask different questions, so they can get different help. This would be going back into codependency. Sometimes we are not meant to interrupt people's lessons. And as a healer, there needs to be an understanding. Just because you can heal something doesn't mean that you should heal something. Because I'm getting that you would be taking over their karma, taking over their lessons, and doing a disservice to yourself and to them by trying to interfere with their lessons. That's a master class type of lesson to learn. It looks like you have a lot of stability and security, a lot of abundance, access to abundance. And I feel like part of the reason this person's coming in, because their finances, yes, part of the reason they're coming in is because you're in this King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, independence type of energy. They're feeling very down, and they're hoping to take advantage of your emotions, to pour pitiful pearl and get you to rush in and rescue them, instead of acknowledging that they've got the power and control to save themselves. They can find their guidance. They don't need you. Does that make sense? It feels like this might pull you back into a more of a codependent thing. And it looks like a lot of you use your intuition to guide you. So, all right, I'm going to continue on and do an extended reading. We're halfway through the reading. So in the description box, I'll put extended reading here. You click on that link and it'll take you directly to part 2 of this reading, where I'll be looking at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So if that sounds like something that you want to continue on, if this reading has been resonating, I'll see you over on part 2. If not, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye.